Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is a continuation of Swoop Gangs, a game that I have been running this month, August. Oh my gosh, it's already August 2021. Is part of an ongoing anthology campaign that I call Star Wars Saturdays, which I sometimes run on Sundays like now. In Star Wars Saturdays every month, I choose a different RPG system, reskin it or hack it just a little bit so that it can be played in the setting of Star Wars. Then folks from the Gauntlet, an online community of friends and fans of indie, small press, and OSR tabletop role-playing games gather together. And it's always a new mix of folks. They make characters, or they'll re-envision characters or bring back characters from previous series within Star Wars Saturdays. And then we gather together and we tell a story. This has been fun. We have set this game on a planet that I have never used before in Star Wars Saturdays. It harkens back to the original Knights of the Old Republic video game. It is a planet known as Taris, or Taris. I can't remember if it was pronounced differently, but Taris is what I think of. It's like Paris with a T. Yeah, thank you, Will. Will's my cross checker.
That's how they said it in KOTR, so it must be how they say it.
Must be how to say it. So set in Taris. Taris is a very fascinating, to me, planet in that it is a stratified society. There is the upper city, the middle city, and the lower city. And then beneath that is the undercity. Swoop Gangs is a game about a gang of ruffians, generally good-hearted ruffians, and Taris is part of an Imperial Remnant, so there are many Imperial entanglements that can happen. So being a ruffian is probably a good idea, and maybe a little rebellious, quote unquote. We're halfway through the series, and a lot has happened. The Swoop Club, of which all are members, is known as the Zid Hounds. Their motto is "to the underworld and back," which I love. Their rivals are the Hidden Becks because they're so karking superior. And they do have a hangout, a junkyard / compactor salvage yard down in the Undercity. We did a little bit of world building last session and discovered that there's a bar and then orphanage, and I think we had a couple of other places that we ran around in. I'll check my notes just to make sure and remind myself. There we go. Yeah, we saw some outside of doing your gang stuff that Crusher likes to hang out with some folks in Mid-City, and there's like a restaurant kind of soup kitchen going on that Dwayne spends time at. Dwayne also does heavy lifting with a Wookiee and Gamorrean, so we have a couple more members to the Zid Hounds that I threw some pics of, a female Gamorrean and a male Wookiee. And not that Clutch has shared it with the other members of the gang, but you as players should know that Clutch has a plan. It's slowly been rebuilding a fire spray, which we just found out this past week is the official name of what was once falsely known as Slave One, Boba Fett's ship. So your Duro's friend is looking to get off planet someday, which is a long way away, maybe handled in epilogues. Cool. We do have safety tools. We have a couple of lines, some veils, and a few topics where we should ask first before we introduce it. On top of that, all that's marked on our character keeper. On top of that, we have the X card, which is the trump card for good safety. If you need to play the X card, don't hesitate. We will excise whatever content is bothersome, harvesting your fun, or just feels tonally way off from what you want out of the game. It's always a conversation, and don't be afraid to use it. Even if we've introduced something and you let it ride for a bit, if it gets to you, if it bothers you, if it stops you from having any fun, I'd rather you X card than do anything else. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's do a quick reminder. We have the full boat back together again, so let's go across the character keeper and remind us who we're playing with. I'm going to jump around and juggle up the order, and I'm going to have Brian go first. Brian, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your character.
Yeah, I'm Brian, he, him, and I'm playing Twain, she, her, Twang is the chaplain of the gang and a Xantha player, which I've described as a electric guitar saxophone hybrid, but actually after listening to different music, I think it may be more of a flugelhorn.
Cool.
I mean, it's not either. It's its own instrument. So
flugelhorn. I don't even know what that sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know. I found like some Chuck Mangione that I was think maybe somewhat what her music sounds like.
Nice. All right. And I had, just without consulting with anybody, said that Twang and Wild Thing were off on a run, picking up some supplies or making some kind of deal for the gang. So that's why you guys were away. You'll definitely be back in at the very beginning of this session. So thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate it. And hey, since we're going with the new arrivals or the reunion, let's go ahead and jump all the way over to Will. If you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Will, pronouns he, him, as are those of my character, Wild Thing. I assume that the Tals have a male and a female gender. Who knows? I didn't look that deep on Wikipedia. But yeah, Wild Thing is a Tal's former Imperial slave who escaped on Taris and joined the underworld and has become their big and mean-looking but not mean-hearted mechanic, who is quite gruff and has a bit of a thing for Oleander, the slave girl of Hajur the Hutt, who owns the Upper City dueling ring. And Oleander feels like Hajur is the only one who can keep her safe. She's like a kept slave, whereas Wild Thing is very much of the no gods, no masters, no chains kind of approach.
Indeed. But that's gonna be a fun bit of information. I'm very excited. Things happen in the last session that are gonna be cool. Steven, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Today I'm playing Dwang, whose pronouns are also he, him. Dwang is a Doug. Those are the guys like Sebulba from the Phantom Menace, and kind of walk on their hands and use their feet, to carry things. Dwang's pretty simple. He likes to beat things up. He likes to have a good time whenever he's not beating things up. He got the nickname because he got into a lot of trouble. Dwang is slur for poop, and he gets in poop all the time. He gets in Dwang all the time. Other than that, he hangs around, and he helped last session. They put his they've learned not to let Dwang go off on his own and gamble or drink too much. They're like, he causes too much trouble. So they tend to put him to work. So they put a workout room, workout area out in the garage that he can work out. And then whenever things around that down below where we live need fixing, they send him out to do the heavy lifting.
As well they should, because he's a good lifter. Anders, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Anders. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Crusher, she, her, who is the token human and also the treasurer of the club. She talks a good game. She can mix it up when she absolutely has to, but it's not her preferred method of dealing with problems. And it's possible that maybe she has been skimming some of the club's money for herself. Maybe while the president was in prison. Just a little bit. Nothing that anyone's going to miss since he's the one doing the books. So it's fine. It's fine.
It's like a Superman 3 plot where he's like a half pennies. They all round up, but in reality, no one will miss. It's good. Last but not least, our road captain. Paul, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Hello, I'm Paul, he, him, and the character I'm playing in the series is Clutch, also he, him. Clutch is a Duros, and he tends to spend a lot of his time out on the road. And I think it was revealed last week the reason he tends to go off by himself is that he's got a plan to eventually leave this place and return to space. He has a carcass of an old Firespray 31 called Junker 54. And slowly he's trying to build it back to space-worthy state. And I think I said last time that Wild Thing does indeed know about this, because for mechanical engineering, Clutch needs Wild Thing's help, as he is more electronics orientated. That's Clutch.
Fantastic. The gang is all together again. So I believe what I'd like to do from a like time passing is the Wild Thing Twang, you guys went off to somewhere in Middle City to make a pickup, and you've made your way back. When you both arrive, you hear the scuttlebutt that the Prez has been broken out, that he is at home recovering, that the imps did a number on him. And I think we'll have Wild Thing and Twang arrive right as Clutch, Crusher, and Dwang, you guys have just watched the video feed of Velo. If you remember, does anybody need a reminder of that? Good. Okay. Hopefully you remember. If not, I will fill in details. But yeah, Clutch, Crusher, and Dwang come out of a back room where they were checking on the feed, as they've been doing routinely, to see what Velo is up to. So yeah, Wild Thing. I don't know why, but for some reason I like had an image of you like pulling off your goggles, and there's like a little bit of smoke, but the fur around your eyes is nice and still pristine white. You big monstrous towels, you.
I think oil and stuff, right? Slicked across the
pairs of goggles. Do you have like double goggles, like little baby goggles and the big goggles?
Of course, magnifying goggles on top of my protective goggles, and of course, being a towel, so they're very strange goggles to begin with, right? Because I have 4 sets of eyes.
Right.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. So Wild Thing, Twang, two of you come in. You finished up your ride, dropped off your stuff. Clutch, you're coming out of the back room where you had reviewed the Velo feed. What do you do?
I will approach our returning Swoop Gang colleagues. Wild Thing, Twang. We got some good intel coming through on the Velo system. It looks like indeed we were correct that the Volkers and the Hidden Becks are still tied up together, in some kind of sort of karking integrated system together. And I think the Volkers have been spun off to do some job, but basically they're the same ilk as we thought.
What's the point in being in a gang, in a crew, if you're not proud of it?
Yeah, it's definitely really underhand. That was my take on what we saw, what's planned, and it really does sound pretty big. Whatever it is, and it could spell trouble for us. So I think this needs dealing with.
What are the Hidden Becks hiding, huh?
I don't think we've sort of discovered that yet.
It was a rhetorical question, Clutch.
Oh. Yeah. Well, let's get out of here and whoop some tail.
This, Predator arm clasp, I think, right? Yeah. 3-way Predator arm clasp, I'm think, right? Like between all of us.
Yeah, I'm by far the weakest, probably here.
You're lifted up between the two of us, right? Like between a weak way and a towel, there's this scrawny little Duros in between.
Like noodle arms, like Ed from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
love it. And after this bit of information, Cap comes walking into the room and he says, "Hey guys, hey, glad everybody's here. Listen, Clutch, Crusher, Dwang, you guys were successful in the mission I sent you on. You saved my uncle, president of the Zid Hounds. Yeah.
Yeah, Cap. Yeah. How is Mungo?
He's recovering. You know, it was rough. They took his hands. Man.
And his horns.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Listen, he's still recovering. So I'm running the show for now. And you guys know that as soon as Murgo is up and running around, we're going to work on transitioning back in. But until then, we've got to keep things moving. Yeah. All right.
They took
100%.
Mungo's hands and his horns.
Yeah.
What will we take from them?
Listen, we've got to get business moving. We can worry about payback when Murgo's around and running the show. You know he wants to be part of that. We go off and start killing, then we bring in a bunch of trouble. So for now, we just keep doing business.
Just growl in the corner.
Nice.
What business have you got planned then, Cap?
Listen, the Volcars, they've been moving some stuff, trying to encroach on our territory. They've got people dealing on the corners down here in Undercity. I think it's time we go and show them where our territory is. Yeah?
Too right, Cap. Don't have no corner boys around here.
All right. Well, you're the road captain. Find out where they are, take them out. Make sure that nobody's down here in Undercity but us.
No problem, Cap. We'll get on that straight away. Let me get the crew together.
All right.
And
gotta head back and make sure my uncle's protected.
Yeah, you go back to the headquarters. Yeah, no problem with that, Cap. Leave it to us. We'll get it done. And I think I'll get my communicator and I'll message the rest of the group and say, let's meet at Sonny's. There's something to discuss.
Oh, that's right. Sonny's. Yeah, Sonny's is great. You tell the story of Sonny's, Dwang. Like why it's called Sonny's or why you think it's called Sonny's.
And Sons. And then eventually the Lev was dropped because it was just the sun, so everybody just calls it Sonny's. But I think Dwang, everybody thinks that's funny because we live in the Undercity and the sun never comes down here, but Dwang doesn't really get that joke.
Dwayne doesn't get a lot of jokes. Cool. So yeah, we pick back up with you guys walking in, Sonny's, and people, they wave. They're excited to see you guys. You're beloved amongst this community, right? You're the tough folks, the troopers, the terrestrial authority. Nobody comes down here to keep the peace. It's all up to the Zid Hounds.
So yeah, I think in a booth, you know, I'll set the rest of the crew. Cap needs us to sort out the Volkers. They seem to be encroaching on our territory, and they've even got guys dealing on the corner. This is going to have a real effect on the community if some of our guys get, you know, hooked on whatever, you know, karking kit that they're pushing. So yeah, we need to know what it is, why they're coming down here, and how we're getting in on stopping it. So I suggest we take out some of these low-life corner boys, find out what it is, and work from there. But hey, if anybody's got a good idea, I'm open to listening.
I mean, Dwang, have you not tried it yet?
Have I tried taking him out?
No, I mean the drugs.
Oh, no.
I'm
So the boss
surprised.
said not to. Boss said not to because you know what happens to me if I.
I know what happens when boss tells you not to as well.
I think Dwayne's got this big bowl of like this soup with like lots of bits in it, and he's like slurping it down and like puts it down on the table, and it sloshes out a little bit.
Nice. I think I've got just a big plate of are they predators or are they herbivores? It doesn't say. But he's actually just eating lots and lots of steamed vegetables.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Itals being kind of herbivores. It's cool.
And he's like pointing at you with a piece of like
Although
fried carrot type thing,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, probably instead of engaging one of these corner boys directly and tipping our hand to them, an idea maybe me and Crush can go down there. We're both pretty good with lifting stuff off people. What do you reckon, Crusher?
I was thinking we should try to figure out who their supplier is and just take over the operation. Could be working for us instead.
True, but I mean, we don't want it being pushed down here.
No, we push up. More money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we take them over, send them upstairs, make some money there.
Well, we don't need to steal drug. We can simply buy drug. They are selling drugs. If we want to find dealer, it's a different story.
How about I go and lift the drugs off this guy, and then you try and sort of
then he will need to resupply.
Exactly. Maybe Crusher can sort of say, now you're going to have to. We'll back you financially, but now you owe us. That'll be our in.
Yeah, we can just follow him, see where he goes.
Yeah, sure.
That's when the Wookiee who's sitting at the table pitches in.
Yeah.
So wise.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think he has the right idea. Let's follow that plan.
He was just agreeing with you guys.
Yeah, I know. So, to not getting analysis paralysis, plan of action: go take drugs from Guy, go follow Guy to dealer.
Yeah.
Deal with dealer on, take out dealer, take drugs, put ourselves in between, threaten them into only dealing with us rather than the Becks. Do whatever, right? Like offer them a better deal, whatever. But that's, it's step 1, step 2, question mark, profit, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Right in the middle of this plan, everything's working out. Crusher, your comm unit bleeps. You've got a call incoming. It's from Anise Bolkar, your buddy, like your citizen friend who's about to get married.
Oh, hey.
But do you take this just like right at the table, or I'm just curious how Crusher handles this?
Oh, sorry, it's been in the middle of the planning. Yeah, I like turn around on my chair. I want to hear what they're coming up with, but I don't want to put off answering either.
Cool. Yeah, so you answer, and she says, "Hey, wait." She doesn't know you by Crusher, so I have to go look. Nira, listen, I need a ride. Lil's got picked up. I don't know what's going on, but she was working at the flower arrangements, and I'm kind of freaking out.
What? Who picked her up?
terrestrial authority. I don't know why, but I've got to go bail her out, and I need a ride.
Yeah, sure. I'll be there. And I'll switch off the comm unit and turn to the others. Yeah, sorry, Clutch. I gotta go sort this out with a friend, but just let me know when we're going, and I'll be there.
Whoa.
Well, I'm going to look sort of a bit perplexed. This is a big thing for the gang. Yeah, we'll cover you this time, but always know, Crusher, that the gang. That's what it's about. You put the gang first.
Of course, but it's an ease. She's getting married. It's one of our friends got picked up. I gotta figure out what's going on. So it's not about us.
Sure. I mean, let's hope this job is easy.
Wait, Clutch. Crusher's family is our family, right?
True, but this is what we're on. This is the job. Take it off, Clutch, Crusher. That's fine. But
you need help.
Next
Do you
time.
need help, Crusher? You want help?
I don't think so. Not until I know what's going on.
Okay, cool. Then I won't force myself into that situation. But
Crusher's gonna skate. I just want to check in. Dwang as a start. I'm sorry, I stepped on you. Undersh, I apologize. I just want to check in with.
Crusher doesn't want to show up with a bunch of burly bikers.
No, she doesn't. I'm curious about Dwang as the sergeant at arms. Do you have any words about this?
So I learned early on I'm not very good at planning, right? So I let especially Clutch, he's really good. He's gotten us through a lot and we've been successful. So I just make sure that he's got the people and the equipment he needs. I didn't hear him say anything about needing guns or bikes, so I think we're all okay. I just sit there and eat.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Every once in a while I'm like, interject, can I rough them up? And I think the answer's no, not yet. You'll rough them up later, and that's about it. Yeah.
I think I'll sort of lean to Dwang and say, this is just after Crusher's got up, and say, Dwang, I'm slightly worried about Crusher. Now, I know you're good on a hog. There's no doubt about that. You're one of the best guys on a hog we've got. Do you mind tailing Crusher? And just, I've just got a bad feeling about this, that Crusher could be getting pulled into something.
Oh yeah.
You've got the hog skills. You've got the feet. That's what we need. Just in case it goes south for Crusher, I think it'd be good if you're there.
Sure thing, boss. Yeah, no problem. So, if you don't mind, I think that Crusher, can hear, like, at some point in the future scene, can hear, like, this big throttled hog. Because mine has the big roll cage and can hear this in the background.
So you're trying to be discreet, like.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
He'll never notice. She'll never notice. Yeah.
Sweet. So that means that Crusher and Dwang are peeling off, with Dwang tailing Crusher heading up to Middle City to help out her not bridezilla, but like concerned friend who has some things in the flower arrangements. And why did she get picked up by the Terrestrial Authority? What's even happening? She's going to be pretty distraught about that. Clutch, Twang, and Wild Thing were the three of you going to deal with the corner dealers.
Yeah,
and you're going to do it like the first approach is, I remember too, like roll up and grab one, or just go up and buy off of them. Which approach do you want to take?
I'm going to try and steal it off them without them knowing. So go up and sort of ask some questions, or maybe somebody else can go up and ask them, what's the price? How good it is. Have they got any chalky chalk? And then, I'm going to sort of sneak up and try and pilfer it.
My proposal is, and I'm just flashing back to The Wire, basically, in this whole arrangement, right? Like, we're going to hit them at their re-up, we're going to take their stash, take their corner boys, and like the way to do this is that Twang goes and talks to the corner boy, and and keeps them occupied, puts in an order and everything, right? And the corner boy does the whole, maybe the corner boy's got a delivery boy, right? Like they never touch the drugs themselves. Who knows what the setup is? But if Twang goes and talks to them, then you can maybe break into wherever the drug is, use your thievery skills kind of thing, your quick sort of hands and feet and stuff to actually take the drugs from where they are. And then you and Twang escape with the drugs while Wild Thing observes and then tracks them back to
a lot
the
of steps of this plan. This is great.
Well,
I love
it's
it.
a
I love it.
flexible one,
Hey, let's roll with that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Well, it gives Twang a thing to talk to, Paul Clutch a thing to steal, and me the thing to. It's 3 steps to the plan basically, and then we can all converge at the supplier.
Yeah, sure.
And if it all goes tits up, then we're all in the sort of general area of each other, right? We're just not moving as one unit kind of thing.
Sure.
Because nothing puts the fear. No drug dealer sees 3 heavily armed people on bikes come up to him and goes like, "Oh, this is good news,"
Potential customers, no threat whatsoever. I will
Yeah.
let my blaster hand sit free. Not worried at all. Let me check email real quick, see if Brian got like booted permanent or.
Oh, and Karks.
Yep, let's roll for Karks, everybody. Thank you for that, Stephen.
Paul.
Oh, I was saying thanks to Stephen because he didn't chat. And sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yes, thanks to Paul for saying it out loud.
Sorry. I wasn't looking at the chats.
It's all good. No, you're right.
That's why I
should
said it out
clarify.
loud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll roll. 1d6 plus 3, isn't it?
Yep.
Ooh. Low roll, but 4.
Cool.
That's a low
Okay.
roll again.
It is. It's like bargain basement Karks.
Can never roll lower than an 8.
You are just a Karkamarka.
Mhm.
I got 5, I think.
Okay.
I'll roll. Let's see what that looks like. Roll.
Yeah, that's what I had
got
left
4.
over from last time.
Oh, do you roll fresh?
Yeah, I rolled. I think I got a 5.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. I thought when you said I got 5 that you'd rolled for it. So
Yeah, I rolled. I'm not sure. There were a bunch of rolls at the same time.
actually, if you go to roll history, you should be able to see which one
right.
you rolled.
Decent. No. Oh, history.
I see Clutch at 4, Wild Thing at 8,
Oh, I
Dwang at
didn't
4.
roll.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like your roll didn't go through.
Let's do it again. Now I got 8, so that's better.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's not at all a problem that the president's back and might be asking questions about what's happened when he's been gone. And
Cool. Since we kind of sort of waiting for Brian just to hear back from Brian, if you guys are okay, we'll just pick up with the Crusher Dwang scene. Awesome. Crusher, you head out. Dwang, you're following. You see Crusher, like, I don't know, is this a thing where Crusher pulls off her cut, like her leather jacket that has the Zidhound symbol on it?
I think so, since they're going up to the middle city and might be talking to the authorities. It's probably better to not look as much as biker.
Nice. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, Dwayne, when you see Crusher pull up at one of the high-rise apartments in mid-city, it actually is an apartment complex that goes up so high that there's a cutoff point, like where it's going up into upper terrace. So if you had the right key cards, you could take this apartment complex and get to upper city. But of course, Anise doesn't. She lives in the lower, she lives in the midsection with her betrothed. So she comes out and meets you, Crusher, like she was waiting in the lobby. And Dwayne, I think Anise is the kind of person that like would notice. Crusher, you notice, like that's Dwayne. Dwayne's following you. Do you leave that be?
Yeah, I'm going to assume that it's either Crusher or Cap who's having me followed for some reason. So I'm going to pretend I haven't noticed, because so far I'm not doing anything that should draw any suspicion. So it's just good that he's following me and can see that I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be doing.
Okay. All right. So I think the thing where Anise will glance out and she slides onto the Swoop, and she's dressed, nice. Like she is wearing a dress. She looks pretty. She looks very inoffensive. She has no weapons on her whatsoever. And they have she slides on behind you and says, as you pull off, "Hey, there's a Doug following us."
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He looks pretty rough, Nira.
He's just a friend. He's probably worried about me.
You're not dating him or anything, are you?
Him? No. He's
Okay.
he's a good guy, but I don't want to get tied down.
Nira, she's giving you directions. You're headed to the terrestrial authorities. Nira, I could get you a job at my company. You don't have to hang out in Undercity all the time. You should come up here with us, with your friends.
I mean, I keep busy. I have enough. I don't need a job. I don't need a job. Thanks for the offer, but I got mine sorted.
Okay. It's got to be really dangerous down there. I've heard that they're having more raccoon problems.
That's overblown. It almost never happens.
Okay. Just, you mean a lot to us, Nira. And I'm all for having a good time, but you really take it literally when you talk about living dangerously. Like,
If you're not living dangerously, you're not really living at all. No, I always say that. I take some risks.
She shakes her head. She realizes she can't talk you out of it. Pull up to the terrestrial authority. And I'm kind of just imagining that it's like a police department, right? You come in, the two of you go to the front desk, maybe Dwayne, you're across the street watching. And as soon as you drop the name of is Lils is what she called her, but her like full on name is Lildes Totchi. And the guy looks through it. He says, yeah. Hey, listen. He peers. He says, yeah, the two of you can come back this way. And he buzzes through a door, and the door kind of clicks open, and you're now being invited into the station. You heading on in there, Crusher?
Yeah, I mean, I've got this itchy feeling. It's not my favorite place to be, but I can't really bow out either. So yeah,
Cool. And when you walk into the back area, you see there's huge set of cubicles, and there are a bunch of terrestrial authority folks, basically cops. These are not imps. They're terrorist authorities. They can be superseded by the military at any point. The ISB can take over, but they run most of the policing of Middle City. And there's a bit of tension, right? Nobody seems to have made you, but there's that itch in the back of your neck. And this guy points you off into one of the conference rooms. And Anise, okay, she's worried. She goes right ahead, opens the door. You step in behind her, and you see there's a long metal table. There are a couple of rings in the middle of the table. That's where people will get binders on them, and they'll be attached to the table. The table's bolted to the wall. There's a one-way mirror there. There's a camera up in the corner, and sitting at the other end of the table is Bully Brejic, the leader of the Hidden Becks. She's got the heavy amount of cyber on the left side of her head, the left side of her head shaved, but she's got like bottle blonde hair. She's human. And she says, Nira, Anise, have a seat.
oh, fancy meeting you
Anise
here.
looks around, and this girl is obviously not a cop. She's wearing leathers. She's wearing her cut. She's wearing her Hidden Beck stuff. And Anise says, Bully? She does. You get the, like, it's the bully of somebody going, Kevin Costner? It's not, I know you, Kevin Costner. It's, are you freaking Kevin Costner? She says, Bully? She says, yeah, have a seat, Anise. Close the door. What do you do, Crusher?
Oof. I'm going to go all the way up that long metal table and sit down in the chair like closest to her, and put my feet on the table.
Nice. And is it like boots that you have? Are you wearing biker boots? Because you're
Yeah.
riding. Cool. Sweet. So you put your feet up on the table, and Bully, she leans back a little bit, smiles. We cut outside to Dwang, and you're hanging out, lots of speeder cars passing by. Very busy street. You see that there's a bunch of the like hover cars or speeders from the cops that come in, land on the top of the building and head through. But Dwayne, as you're waiting for this, waiting for Crush to see what's going on, you catch somebody on a side alley, kind of peer out, and then you see the red light of their death stick. They're taking a smoke, and you recognize them before they spot you as Kiana from the Hidden Becks. What do you do?
Oh, remind me, if Kiana was one of the ones that whenever, let's see, at some point we had some interaction in a previous where we had a fight and Kiana was there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think Dwayne's definitely itching for something, and on screen I think we've been seeing how happy and how pleased with himself Dwayne is at following Crusher and not getting caught and all of that. He's like, yeah, I'm doing good. And I think he's looking out. You can tell he's getting a little bit itchy, waiting, just watching and stuff like that. And then he sees Kiana, over there. And he's like, his eyes narrow. And he's gonna call it in. He's gonna be like, put in a call to Clutch and say, hey, they're here at the cops, and well, something's fishy because I think Kiana, this might be a setup. I'm gonna go. I see one of the Becks here. I'm gonna go see if I can't get something out of her. And then he's gonna, let's see. Oh no, he's gonna be smart. He's really impressed with his sneaking ability, right? So he's gonna go around the block and try and come up behind her in the alley.
So good. I love how impressed with himself he is. It's just great. I want to see if you pull this off. Now, here's the thing. Kiana is a clone. Like, she's real good at what she's been programmed to be able to do. So I do think that this is going to be karking hard.
Yeah, no problem.
Sneaking up on a Kiana is not easy.
So this is cool.
Yeah, you're being cool. You're so cool. Cool's the other side of the pillow.
Maybe this is hands or feet. Maybe it's feet.
I love that with a Doug. He could be either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I guess it would be hands because he's trying to sneak up there. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like, it would be feet for sure for anyone else, but with a Doug,
let's not confuse it. Let's just say it's feet. So it's
okay.
I think that's at 4, and I think I'm good with that.
Oh, wow. You're good with that? You're choosing to fail here. You do not get XP on a failure. Just so we're clear.
I know it's very clear, but I think it would be better for the story if, he tries really hard, but he's not very good at this.
Nice.
And someone calls him on it.
That was not a bad roll. You got 3 successes. You just about pulled that off.
Almost.
Nice. I think it's a thing where you go long on the block to make sure that you're out of line of sight. Come skulking back up the alleyway. You have to cut through a couple places. You find your way through. Come up the alley, and you see Kiana still watching the street, smoking. Come right up behind her, but then you hear and something's moved behind you, and it's Velo, the big towering droid that has no idea that it is broadcasting all of this back to the club. Unfortunately, they won't find this out until later tonight. So I think it's a thing where, I'm going to pause and take a look at a thing before. Yeah, I think what we have is it comes up behind you and doesn't have a gun out, but you see the little aperture. It has a blaster in its wrist. Peace, friend. Dwayne, do not make this difficult. You have caused me an incredible amount of problems. I would hate to blast you to smithereens here in front of the authorities, but I will do so.
Dwayne totally puts up his feet, and is like, hey, I just saw you guys skulking around, and I wanted to make sure nothing was up with my buddy Crusher. I mean, you're not going to hit anybody, are you?
Cool. And we cut away from that directly to Crusher. You throw your boots up onto the table, and Anise sits down opposite you, and Bully had kind of put her hands back like this, and then you see her go and twist her wrist, and a little gun pops into her hand, and she shoots Anise. And for a second, you're like, oh, and then you see that it's a stun bolt. And Anise's eyes, and then she boom falls onto the deck. You didn't want her to know that you're a Zid Hound, right?
Could have just told her to leave.
But then she would have gone outside, asked a lot of questions. Here, I know exactly where she is, and she won't cause problems for either of us, Crusher.
Yeah, I assume no one here is going to ask any questions about her.
No. They won't.
Yeah. So tell me why I'm here.
You have caused some problems. You're going to help me fix them, Crusher.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah. I want you and yours to go head up on the Black Vulkers. You already caused some problems with them. I want you to go to war.
With your friends? That seems weird.
I don't know what you're talking about. But you see in her eyes, she's like pissed.
So why would I, even if I could make us go to war with them, why would I want to do that?
Why would you want to do that? Well, as you can tell, I know who your friends are. Lilsbeck is going to rot in this prison if I don't help you to get her out. And I'll arrest Anise too. I'm sorry, I'll have Anise arrested too.
I don't know if you heard, but we're pretty good at getting people out of prison. So
That's true. That's true. You are. I did hear that. Impressive. Most impressive. You know, the imps found out that that was you guys. I haven't told them and I won't tell them. But if they found out, I mean, they could build a garrison down in Undercity with that. Is that what you want, Crusher?
you really think they care that much? They're going to spend all those resources, all those people on us? I think I mean, we like to think that we make a difference down there, but I think you're widely overestimating their interest in us.
You didn't matter to them until you hit one of their detention centers. Now you matter. They just don't know who did it yet. Very dangerous, Crusher. Very dangerous. And I hear that you not only freed your prez, which props to you. I would certainly want the Becks to come get me out. But you sprung a certain weak way that the Black Suns have on their poodoo list.
I don't know anything about that. And I think I'm going to have to make
Maybe he just escaped with the others. Yeah.
I'm going to have to make a roll to keep this up because I'm not sure. I mean, Crusher is cool, but I'm not sure she's this cool.
Awesome. So let's have you be cool but jaw, because she's definitely trying to apply that pressure.
Yeah. So that's 6 dice. 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, I don't know if bribery or blackmail apply here.
I mean,
Maybe.
she's definitely blackmailing you.
Yeah, I'm just used to being on the other end, but yeah, I think that does it seems reasonable to.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
right,
literally
right.
just sent Brian an email asking if everything was okay with his computer.
Yeah. So that's 7 dice. Not sure how difficult this is. I'll just roll it and we'll see what happens. That's 5 successes. So I'm perfectly comfortable having this conversation, apparently.
Nice. You are rocking and rolling. Hey, Brian, welcome back. We've moved forward with the scene where Crusher was going to handle somebody, getting somebody out of jail effectively, and it's gone a little pear-shaped for her. Meanwhile, things have gone slightly sideways for Dwang as well. and I'm going to cut back to Dwayne, and then we're going to jump to the three of you. Dwayne, you just put your feet up in supplication with Velo and Kiana having the drop on you. And you said, I don't think anybody's going to get, I was just worried about my friend. And Kiana, she seems like she's going to let Velo do the talking. She just flicks her death stick away, and Velo says, "Do not worry. Your friend is in no danger as long as she is not stupid."
Okay. Is this
Are you
Hidden Beck
stupid,
kind of stupid,
Dwayne?
or is this Zidhound stupid? Because they're two different things.
Processing. My files on you, Dwayne, is that you, while you attended school, performed very poorly in aptitude tests.
Hey,
In other words, you are stupid.
hey. I think he acts stupid. He kind of gets a little bit aggressive here, but is still kind of held at gunpoint. Yeah.
Kiana, it might be best if we terminate this individual. Kiana says, no. Dwayne, you should run along. Crusher's going to be fine. We just need to have a few words with her.
So you're gonna jump her whenever she comes out?
Yeah.
That's not okay. You can talk to her at any point. You don't have to jump her to do that.
Let's bail, Velo. This is more trouble than it's worth. And with that, she's gonna basically take off, and they're gonna head for their bikes. Like, this is too much trouble. We're just gonna peel off because you are here. Do you buy that, Dwayne?
I think so. I think Dwayne's really excited. He was like, "Oh yeah, he can't wait to put the call into clutch and say, I ran off two of the hidden Becks by myself. They were gonna jump Crusher, and I scared him off. So yeah, he's excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. We cut to the Clutch, Wild Thing, and Twang plan. So the plan was that Clutch is going to approach one of the corner boys, which, by the way, is a mix of Weequay and Radataki, attempt to sail, and then let's see, it was talk, scout, and steal, right?
Twang's going to talk. Paul's going to steal. Clutch is going to steal, and
okay,
I'm
Twang
gonna,
is talk.
I'm going to
okay.
trace, because
right.
Twang and Clutch have equal jaw levels, but I think that Clutch is probably better at stealing than Twang is.
Cool. So then let's pick up with Twang. You approaching somebody who looks like they might be a drug dealer in the Undercity. I'm imagining that, okay, Will, you've pulled me into the world of The Wire, so that's where my head is. I'm imagining that
Got that pandemic.
and there's this area where maybe millennia ago it was this grassy central point between four large prefab buildings. Now the buildings are in heavy disrepair. There are a number of them with they're all stealing power from above, so they've got this spider web of wires that hang down from basically lower terrace. And down in the middle, there's a Radataki with a couple others. There's some music playing off of some little speaker box. And they just kind of laze around, and people will approach them and they chat them up. And there's a Radataki they're slightly gray to pale skinned humanoids that have heavy tribal tattoos going on. And so Twang, as you walk up, a couple of the Radataki, one of the Weequay, they give wolf whistles, right? They're of course gonna be that kind of individual. They're young too. These guys are barely teenagers, kind of thing, rail thin, and they're packing and they're not trying to hide it. So one of them walks up and he's like, hey. And one of them says, that's the Xantha player. Ooh, baby. You gonna make some music with me? Huh? And then he kind of pops up and you see there are a few vials that he has. You after some of that glitter stem? Spider's Delight?
Yeah. I got a party coming up. Need to make sure we're well supplied.
Oh, girl, I bet you are the party. But yeah. I got you. Listen, 25 cred, first taste. This will be a little more expensive, but you want to buy? What? I got 4. Now, the thing that Wild Thing and Clutch are kind of thrown out is maybe make a bigger order so they have to go back and grab more.
Right. That's not going to be enough for everybody at the party. I'm going to need about a dozen.
And this guy, he looks back to his buddies, goes, "Woo, bonus!" He says, "Yeah, hold up. I can get you a dozen. He steps back and he pulls up a little comm unit. So we cut to like who's peeping these guys and trying to see. Okay, it's a fruitcake. All right, it's good. All right, I feel less jealous now.
Yeah,
Sorry, we got side chatter on the.
Yeah.
Dang, now it's fruitcake. I feel so verklempt about.
I've never cooked a cake and been less excited about eating it. I'll be honest with you.
Cool. So who's keeping an eye? Who's the one who's the scout here?
I think me and Clutch are watching, right? But the idea is that Clutch is going to go steal their stash, basically, right? Like their main drugs, right? And I'm going to keep, they're going to break away, and then I'm going to keep watching so that I can. And maybe I've got like my, if they do a comm link back to their supplier or something, like I've got like some jerry rig scanner and my eyes on, I've got those little binoculars with the skins, and they've got like a comm link scanner on the side of it.
You get the
like,
cool
taped to the side.
monocular deal going on. I love
Yeah,
it.
with a comm link like taped and spliced into it so that I can scan the wire, their burner phone comms as well.
Clutch,
right?
you totally rigged that up, didn't you?
Wild Thing did.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Oh yeah, you guys work together on it then.
Yeah.
It's a little doodad that you made. I'll tell you what. Let's say this is a normal difficulty. I can't believe I'm asking for a perception check, but I'm gonna karking do it.
Okay. Well, I imagine that there will be a stealing check as well. So shall I make the perception, which would be a head, I guess, right? Using a head.
Yep.
Cool plus head.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we're both equal in, but I will do it because I have more carks to give.
It's a normal roll. You shouldn't need carks.
Oh, is it? There's no tension, isn't there? Yeah.
There's no tension right now, no.
Yeah, but I do want to succeed. But keeping in mind last session where we all ran out of carks, or last session I played in, I will save my carks. So what is the normal? I need to be a...
Need 2 aces.
2 aces, and I got 5 dice. So that should be enough. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, you're good. Sweet. You're watching a little bit and you see it's not one of the 4 buildings here. There's a building, it's still in view. We'll say you guys are up on your speeder bikes and you're up on, get a little bit of elevation.
I mean, to return to the wire, we are like sat back on a stakeout, right?
You're totally on a stakeout.
Mugs of synth cat next to us, and
so good.
Yeah, some takeout from Sunny's. And we were watching this. We were up on this before Twan came along, right? So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
like a
totally
pile
out.
of pile of pistachio shells on one side.
Yeah, death sticks on the other.
But yeah, you see a little bit of movement, and then a runner comes out. Kid, younger, like barely teenager, comes running out with like a little case, and that's totally it, because he makes a beeline. He's trying to get there as fast as possible. He doesn't even skirt around any place. That's where they have their stash. It's looks like it maybe used to be a bakery, but you can see from the boarded up windows that it's no longer an official operation as any kind of place of business. And
so I think this is a cool interception on this lad, this young teenager, and sort of like bump into him and thieve these drugs off him.
Oh no, he only has the drugs that go into Twang. His stash is in the building.
yeah, stash is
Want to go in the building and thief that? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, while he's running out to the building, then now we know where it is.
cool. So you're moving to the building. Wild Thing, are you back up for Twang, or are you back up for Clutch at this point?
I'm back up for whoever's thing goes wrong first, because the idea, if it all goes according to plan, I never move from my stakeout position until the the signal's been sent up that they need.
You've got a speeder bike. It's not like, I get you. Like, you've got a swoop. You can always swoop in on either one of them.
That's the plan, right? And maybe I'll need to like swoop in like with Clutch's bike like hot wired into mine, like slave driven into mine.
Oh, that's cool.
Pick him up or something, right?
Nice. Sweet. So we cut to Twang. You see the little Weequay. He's got like a top knot that he's super proud about, 'cause it hangs all the way down to his butt. So it just like streams out like a kite when he runs. And he's got, it's all like braided together. And he comes running up. He's got this little metal case, and he hands it off to the guy, was the teen who was selling you the stuff. And Twang, do you you knew you were coming here to buy a lot of drugs? Do you have the creds on you?
I mean, I think right now the goal is to just kind of stall to give time, make sure no one's going back to the stash afterwards. So
what's this poodoo? This is Tatooine sand dust. You stupid Jawas. Who do you think I am? Kind of thing. Yeah.
Jawas. Oh, the Colorado Tucky at Jawa. He's gonna flip. So what do you do? Like, how are you gonna buy time, Twang?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's this is a big purchase. I need to get the bulk discount and just
ain't no discount, girl. Ain't no discount. And then one of the Weequay is like, I'll give her a discount. Well, come over here. We'll make a sale. And the Rataki like looks back at him, and he like reaches to just put his hand on his blaster, like, I will shoot you if you steal my sale. Do you stoke that a little bit, Twang, or do you try to pull the dealer you're talking with back?
No. If they're arguing with each other, that's even better.
Let's give him a name. His name's Hachi. Hachi is the one that was trying to sell to you, and he says, "No, man. This is mine. She came to me. You can't snake it." And the other guy, like, he's a little leery, but he puts his hands up and he says, "Oh, listen though, if you can't afford it, Xantha girl, let me know." And Hachi says, he actually pulls out the gun at this point and aims it at him. Goes, "Listen, what do you got? He quotes you a price. It's basically 12 times 25. He just does it straight up. Like, there's no discount built in whatsoever. He's trying to make maximum money off you.
Look, I'm here to make a purchase, not get robbed.
Ain't nobody talked about robbing you. Come on, 300 credits.
At that price, I am being robbed.
Ooh, cool. So let's put it to a roll. It seems like you're trying to jaw these guys. Are you just trying to buy time? Are you trying to pit these guys against each other to cause a ruckus? What do you want to do?
I mean, if I see an opportunity to get them turned on each other, I would take it.
Okay, let's call this hard. And I do think there's some tension here. Guns are out. Blaster pistols are out, right? And while I say there's tension here, I feel like what you're doing is just talking. So if you wanted to be cool, you could. Just be advised that ones will hurt you. And you need 3 successes. This is hard. But you're way more badass than you are cool. So totally up to you how you want to phrase this.
Yeah, I think it's more being badass. I'm trying to remember how this works. Okay.
Cool. All right. Let's get that roll out. Good luck. Ooh, just squeaked by with 3, but 1 kark lost, right? That's what I see is 3 successes, which it was hard. All right. Awesome. So you stoke fires. It takes a little bit. These guys start arguing a little bit. One, the we'll say is a weak way. He throws out 250. I'll sell it to you for 250. And that's when Hachi just turns and shoots him in the gut. Like just shoots him in the gut. And then he turns and he puts the gun up in your face. And that's what's a little bit stressful, right? He puts the gun up in your face. He goes, give me my karking credits. And then we'll cut away from Twang with a blaster pistol in her face. This thing, by the way, this blaster pistol, like you can see that it's already starting to spark a little bit. This is not a well taken care of pistol. So we cut to Clutch making a move on the building, all right? And then we're going to swing back to Crusher as soon as we see what's going on with Clutch. So I'm kind of seeing that this was like duracrete brick building that was made to look quaint way back in the day, but now just from drip down from Lower City Terrace, there is like green algae stains along the walls. There's a bunch of tags from old like Hidden Beck days, back when they gave a crap about Undercity. This all been marked over by Black Vulcar more recently, and windows are boarded up. No guard posted outside here. This is just like they assume they've got control here type deal. How do you want to get in? It's 2-story. There's 1 door that people have gone in and out of, but there's probably other entrances.
I'd like to try and sort of like jimmy a window round back and then climb in and take what I can.
Cool. I like it. So I'd like to put it to a roll, make sure that you pop open a window and aren't caught getting in. Let's say that it's hard because there's some stuff inside that like they haven't set up security cameras or droids or anything like that, but there are people working.
And I think fitting in with Clutch, you know what? I've got an extended Jimmy bar. You can see me like pull it out. It extends nicely. It's a nice tool, ready for the job. So and I am going to say tension's involved, right? You blow this, you could get shot at. Sure. Yeah. I think we're cool currently. Sure. Feels right. Tools. I've got 3 in that, so I'm running 6 dice. Not a whole lot of cards. Expertise come in?
Yeah, for sure. You're trying to take stuff without somebody knowing. This is for real. So you're at 7 dice then.
Okay,
I'd
here
like
we
to-
go. Let's see what
I'd
we
like
get.
to give a kark as well.
That's more dice, more chance of me rolling a 1.
Well, yeah,
That's
but more
true.
chance you rolling a 6.
It's
Or
only
a 4 to
hard.
6. Oh, it's only hard. Okay, it's only.
And also for hard, that means you can only lose 3 karks out of the
Yes.
roll.
Oh, you only need 3. Okay, and you're rolling. Yeah, you're rolling a lot. Sorry.
Rolling 7.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I will have said, "Damn, I wish I
I mean,
had that."
this is, you only
I
need
still
4, 5, or
have a-
6. This isn't like a Mutant Year Zero engine where you need
Yeah.
like a bajillion dice to get 3 successes.
Yeah. So
Okay, here we go,
I've still got
76.
hyperspace in my head.
Oh man, that was close. I thought that was a fail, and then I saw that 6 at the bottom.
That was close. So I lose 1 kark.
Yeah, I think it's
'cause
just
they're all in
the
1.
tension of what's going on. So you reach in, and maybe you've got a tool where you pop out the whatever kind of nails they use to get in, slide that open, and the first thing you notice when you pull back this, and we'll say it's like some kind of press board type thing, you pull it out, is that there's stuff kind of stuck to it, and you see that there's like webs, and it is kind of clinging to that little press board thing as you pull out and look in the window, and you see in here, I'm going to share a pic. Nobody had any stuff around spiders. Everybody's cool with seeing spiders. Nobody's going to get wigged out. Okay, cool. I knew a friend who was arachnophobe. So you see a lot of these, like dozens of these things. And they have, in the room that you have just opened up into, the whole place is like filled with webs. And there are a couple of folks with they've got the goggles and a bunch of cloths on, and it looks like they have a breathing mask, and they're coming in, they're like scraping stuff off of the webs. They haven't seen you. You were successful. The tension is that they could any second, right? But they're just gently scraping things off into like these little containers, and they screw caps onto it, and they move out of the room. What do you do, Clutch?
Man, this is this ain't for me. I'll quickly get on the blow at Wild Thing and say, oh man, they're selling some spider some spider dwang crap. Stop taking it. I'm gonna burn it. And at that stage, I'd like to lob in. I don't want to say a thermite grenade, but some sort of incendiary device. I think I used one last episode.
I remember there's
something
I
similar.
remember you're the grenader. That's great.
I mean,
so
there's got to be a bottle of cheap spirits, right? Like on a table next to you, and a rack and everything, right? So it's throw a.
I mean, but if you've got a little thermite grenade, that's perfectly fine too.
Yeah.
So Wild Thing, I just would Wild Thing know anything about how glitter stim is produced?
Yeah, I think because of being a slave on the
That's what I
Imperial
thought
ships,
too.
including, working alongside other slaves that were taken from the spice mines of Kessel, of course.
Yep.
And, glitter stim is quite volatile in its raw format, which I don't know is Wikipedia raw, but I definitely think that space drug spider webs should be at least as flammable as real spider webs are.
Yeah.
Which
You
is very...
also know these spice spiders are worth a lot of money. So torching these things is going to make a serious dent in somebody has got a thing going. So just give you that heads up before the grenade happens. A-okay with me. I love it. However this goes down, it's Clutch. Just pop the pin. You're still holding the spoon onto
Zid
it.
hounds are all for chaos.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm like, the sensible thing to do would be to try and steal a spider before burning down the rest of it, right? But I don't think that's the Zid hound way.
Nah.
No.
And you toss that thing in.
Goes in. Yeah.
and then we hear the little screams of spiders that are dropped in right in our post-production, the little things, and the webs come, they light up like a Christmas tree or a Life Day tree. Sorry, they light up like a Life Day tree. And we see a couple of people like come in, open a door, and you can't see their expressions because they have the masks on, but you could tell they are totally having the oh Kark, oh dear Kark, and one screams at the other with their voice muffled. They're like going to come in with, try to spray it down with whatever fire hydrant stuff they have, but it's toast. Clutch, what do you do as you hear those little spiders and their death knells, and you've definitely trashed this whole
I'm going to start
operation?
making my way to my swoop bike, and I'll be shouting into a comms, you know, twang, we've burnt it. They've now lost a boatload of money. If you want to leverage that, it's up to you. But mission accomplished.
I mean, you have to assume that like shortly there'll just be a on the outside of the building behind Twang, right?
Yeah, Clutch is just like walking away with the flames behind him, you know, and then Twang, you see the Ratataki, he stands there. He's just shot one of the other guys, and he's like on the edge of panic, and he sticks that gun in your face and he goes, "Give me those 300 creds." And then that's when Clutches comes through. Maybe you've got like a little, your comm unit in your ear type deal, and you hear that everything is good to go. What do you do, Twang?
I think I grabbed like a handful of creds, but it's like small denominations. So it's nowhere near 300. It's like 10 creds, you know, and kind of just toss it at him just as a distraction, and then assuming that gets his blaster pointed not at me, I'll just bail.
Are you just going to take off? Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you take off a bail, and he fires at you. Like there's a moment he reaches for the creds, and then he's going to fire at you. He's like, "This is a 300." Do you have the case, or did you drop it? The case of the spice.
Oh no, I don't think he handed over the.
That's true. That makes sense. Like he had it, so you just throw some money at him.
I mean that's not enough that I really. That wasn't the point.
He like panic fires, but I don't think he would gun you down. He's just mad at this point. He shot one of his buddies and got nothing out of it. He's going to get in a lot of trouble. And then he finds out the fire is going on. We'll cut away from that scene to Crusher with Booley, who just shot your friend and told you you're going to go to war with the Black Vulkars. Otherwise, she's going to arrest all your friends in Middle City and make their lives a living hell. What do you say, Crusher?
I don't know why you want us to fight your uncle for you, but and I don't know why you trust I will do anything I tell you to do here.
Okay.
I mean, I could just go talk to him.
This isn't going to go your way, Crusher. You got two choices, and one of them that I offered you was not, I'll go talk to somebody. You understand? So you and all of your friends can be locked up for as long as I want, or you convince your gang to go after the Black Vulkars. Those are the choices that I've offered. Am I clearer now, Crusher? I know that you've got a waste of a president and vice president, and you're doing the best you can. But those are the options that I offered. So which one are you choosing, Crusher?
I think this is when Crusher finally loses her temper.
Yeah.
Does something really stupid.
Yes. What do you do?
She's going to take her boots off the table and lean forward like she's really thinking about this. So this is like a difficult decision, and then she's going to grab for Booley's arm where she had that hidden holdout pistol, and try to grab the pistol and shoot her.
Yes. Oh, this is awesome. I think it's karking hard, right? She kind of has the drop on you. This is tough. Tension is so involved right now.
Yeah, and this has to be badass.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Sorry.
And then I don't know. Is it hands?
I feel like hands.
Yeah, punch someone, throw them out the window.
Grabbing a gun out of their hand. I can see you argue for tools, but do you really want to? Since your hands are better than your tools.
I prefer hands to.
All right, go for it. That works for me.
So let's see. Karking hard is 4, and right now I have 4 dice. That's not great.
Got a lot of cards though.
Yeah, but I don't think any of my expertises will help here.
I don't feel like yeah, not this approach. Theft isn't like they're gonna know. Booley knows you're going for her gun.
So if I want even odds for this, I'd have to spend 4 karks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend 5.
So good. Oh man, so 9 dice hitting the table. Remember, tension's involved, which means that you could lose up to 4 karks, and you don't have 4 karks to lose. This could be a success, an Pyrrhic victory. Who knows? I'm so excited.
Let's see. 9 dice.
Only 2 ones.
That's 4.
Oh my goodness, you did it. You lose 2 karks.
2 ones. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I'm down to 1 kark.
You are down to 1 kark. I think it's a thing where you put those boots down, you go for the gun. She headbutts you. And it's a rough tumble on the floor, the 2 of you rolling around, and you come up with the pistol, and I imagine you just stun her, right?
Oof. Yeah, I don't spend time switching the mode. I mean, if it's set to stun, then I just want to shoot her.
Yeah,
but if it's set to stun, then it's done.
You shoot her, and she's stunned. You hear the sound of the stun bolt, and now you're holding a gun in a conference room that you know has a one-way mirror with your good friend lying on the floor, and you've got a blaster in your hand, a hold-up blaster in your hand, Crusher. What do you do?
I mean, I'm not going to fight my way out of a police station, so I'm just going to drop the gun and just walk out of there.
You leaving Anise behind?
I have to. I mean, I can't carry her with me, or can I? Yeah, I have to. I can't leave her. Oh crap. Yeah, I have to take her with me. I'll just she's completely out, right?
Yeah, she's still out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to prop her up like she's not. Oh, I can't do that. Oh crap. Oh, I just have to carry her out and try and hope I can bullshit something. It's
So thing like, do you princess carry her? Do you throw her over your shoulder? What's the? Do you open up the door, fire blaster bolts at everyone?
No, I'll tuck the blaster like behind my back, in the belt in my belt behind my back. I'll take her up in my arms and carry her out and like, oh, my friend, something happened. I have to get her to the hospital.
All right.
She's allergic. There's a fire. Just anything to
My
to,
friend,
go
this
to
is
the
karking
I
ridiculous.
can maybe slip out.
This is karking ridiculous. So it would have been karking hard for you to skate, but now you're trying to drag her out too. So it has become karking ridiculous. You need 5 successes.
This is not going to work. I think this is being cool though, and it's jaw because I'm talking.
Oh, you know what? I just realized time. Should we let's take a break and we'll come back with you doing this roll.
Yeah.
We're back, and we had taken a pause before Crusher built a roll, or Anders built a roll for Crusher to see if she could escape with her good friend Niece. This is karking ridiculous. That's a difficulty of 5. You need 5 aces. Just before, reminder, Dwang is outside somewhere.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder.
We were just talking about that. I think I'm going to. I think if I can back up just a little bit,
Sure.
I'm going to have my I'm going to turn my comm unit on, so that at least he can hear what's happening, and I'm going to try to say things in a way that he might understand that I need help. But help, fire, my friend has an allergy. I need to get her to a doctor. I need to get out of here right now. That sort of thing.
Okay. Cool.
So you're building up your dice pool. I think whenever Dwayne hears that, he hightails it over to his hog, and he jumps on his bike. And let me make sure I understand this correctly. This is a big, tall. Is this the big, tall skyscraper thing that goes up to mid city?
No, you're at a police department. It's like a 4-level building that speeders land on top of primarily. It's thick.
It's well defended and all of that. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You've been set up. This is karking bad.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say up top, and I'm going to ram one of the landing vehicles up top with my hog in order to set up kind of a distraction kind of thing. So cool. I'll give you a kark for that.
Sounds awesome. I know you'd give more if you could.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think 1 kark is going to cut it, but I'll take it. So this is jaw, I think, since I'm trying to talk my way out. I'm not sure if it's cool or badass at this point. No,
you're not shooting at anybody.
No, but I mean, it's not exactly relaxed either.
Yeah, it isn't.
No, it's got to be badass, unfortunately. Right. So badass jaw, that's 5. I get 1 kark. I can't spend any more of my own without going out. So I've got 6 dice and I need 5 hits. I don't know if bribery or blackmail is helping here, really.
I mean, you could try to work what you're saying into some kind of bribery, maybe, but yeah, as a default, definitely you're not trying to bribe somebody.
I mean, we already know the crooked cops.
Yeah, but they're not our crooked cops.
Hey, our crooked cops, your crooked cops. It's all a matter of who's got the creds right there and then, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, actually, yeah, I could probably say like 100 credits to anyone who gets her to the hospital, that sort of thing. Try to make it sound like I'm willing to pay, which I am at this point, just to get out of here.
That's right. You know what? They are a number of them are on the take, so I will let you add that expertise in.
Which puts me at 7, I think. Reload. 2 + 3 + 1 + 1, right?
Yeah. I gotta see
And
these dice.
That's 5. That's 5 hits. And not a single one. Oh my god.
Stupid escape plan. You labeled the roll. You labeled the roll stupid escape plan. That is amazing.
Oh
What
my
does this
God.
look like? Like, how do you pull this off?
I think the cops who are working mostly with, because I assume she hasn't bribed like the whole department or anything.
Right? Sure, that seems fair.
They're like, one of them was in the observation room probably, or a couple of them, and the others just weren't near the exit. And the ones who saw what happened, they're distracted. I mean, what do we do now? And they're not right nearby.
Mhm.
So I think I'm just moving fast enough, and the ones who know what's going on and want to stop me, they're not close enough that they manage to get there before I'm outside, basically.
That's amazing.
And there's a couple who really believe that's something that Anise has collapsed or something. So they may actually be trying to help, at least.
Yeah, totally. I like the idea that not everybody's on the take, and some of them legitimately try to help you out. Like, one person's calling ahead. You hear from the guy at the front desk that there's something going on up on the roof, and it's pretty chaotic, and it's just enough chaos for you to break out. You rode here, right? So what's your plan once you get out to the street, realizing you just pulled off something that's insane?
I'll just get us both on the swoop and hightail it out of there as fast as I possibly can.
Cool. Dwang, once you do you crash your bike in, basically making a mess, and then take off? What do you do?
So basically I crash my bike and I'm looking for Crusher to head up to the roof for an escape route, and I see her make it out the front, and I think I kind of shake my head, and I'm going to provide backup. Basically, as she takes off, I'm going to be in the back, so if there's any coppers that follow us, I can peel them off and they'll follow me instead.
Cool. Yeah, I think with the roll that Crusher pulled off, you keep waiting, and there's never a tail that shows up. Somehow, impossibly, she pulled this off.
We passed like an ambulance coming through to try and help out. There's someone hurt back there, so yeah.
Yeah, nice, sweet. So, where do we want to jump forward to with this? Oh,
if you don't mind, as we're taking off, Dwayne starts bragging. I ran off 2 of the hidden backs all by myself. Isn't that amazing? Whereas Crusher just pulled off this impossible thing, right? But Dwayne's like, oh yeah, I'm the big thing. Yeah.
That's great. That's very Dwayne. Lugnut, aka Lerba, the Gamorrean, will be highly impressed by your prowess, Dwayne. Sweet. And I think Lugnut's impression of if Crusher talks about it, it's like it's a human cops, human girl, whatever. You're all in it together. So let's jump forward to you guys. Maybe do you want to be here? We'll leave it in Clutch's hands. Where is it that the Crusher and Dwayne come back to? Oh, by the way, Crusher, I'm sorry. Before we go there, I do have a question. So Anise was just done. She's going to get better, but her friend is still in in the cop station. What do you tell her when she wakes up? What happened?
There's a situation. I can't tell you everything, but you should leave for a while, a couple of weeks maybe.
Leave where? I'm getting married.
Yeah, I'm sure some resort or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where we're going for our honeymoon.
Yeah, you should go there now.
Well, I won't have any flowers. Do you think I should like get eloped or something?
I think you can. I think you can get all of that arranged as soon as you get there, which should be tonight.
Wow. He's gonna be really mad. His parents were coming in from Coruscant. Oof,
Yeah,
okay,
but
I'll
you're
see
going
what
to
I
be
can
alive,
do.
and if you're dead, he's going to be more mad. So
Why did you get me in so much trouble? Before
yeah,
my
sorry.
wedding.
I'll
Yeah. You
I'll
leave
make it
her to
up to
go
you.
take care of things. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna
I'll
be
drop her off at somewhere that's not too far from where she lives.
okay. Sweet.
But I can bring her in down there. That's not going to help.
No, you can't. Oh, such a mess. Such a mess. What you leave in your wake? Oh my. So then yeah, where is it, Clutch, that the crew gather up again? You guys want to be back at the salvage yard, over at Sunny's, somewhere else?
I think Sunny's, because I've got no really idea how bad that situation was for Crusher. So I think on our side of the things, Twang's and Wild Thing side, I think we're quite happy there. So Sunny's.
Your plates, banging against each other and people talking as Crusher and Dwang meets up with Twang, Clutch, and Wild Thing. And yeah, Crusher, do you
just
look...
to rewind? Sorry,
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah. No, what?
Our whole find out who their supplier is. Did they put out like a call for we need more spiders or whatever?
Oh, yeah. So
I'm
how are you
fine if
imagining you find that out? That's not a thing they're... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So it was the jerry-rigged monoculars with a comlink cracker on it so that we could break into their secure comnet. And I'm imagining it as these two hightailed it out of there with smoke and fire and everything. I just sipped on my synth cath, sparked another death stick, and then just like focusing in, and then you've got that whole wavelength thing running up the side of the black and white screen, and it's like matching and whatever. So I'm imagining that as a cool tools.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thing. And really, what I want to get on is like whoever their backer is, whoever's helped them get this stuff, who is the person who provided them with these spiders, who's their supplier that we can cut them out of this whole operation and take it for ourselves.
That sounds good. Give me the roll and you've got it.
Cool plus tools is 3. How difficult would you say this is?
I think the amount of chaos you guys have created, I'm going to say that it's a normal difficulty. They'll circle back around later and may discover what's up and switch signals, but Yeah,
I'm
they're
imagining
taking
that
a-
one who who shot the other guy. Like, I'm just watching him as the others come out and they're like, what the crap happened here? Like,
you tried to steal my sail. That's not gonna go.
well, luckily I got 2 successes, and I don't think I had any wasn't under pressure here, really.
No, tension
No?
was not involved in the roll.
Tension was not involved, no. So yeah, that's 2 successes, so I make it normal.
Wow, good thing
Just
you
about.
good thing you did. Yeah, what you find out is that they reach out to they reach out to somebody that they call Airy, and you say for some reason you recognize the voice of an Umbaran. I'm not sure how you know Arianya, but this is an Umbaran who is currently working for the Black Sun.
Black Sun backing the Vulkars.
Yeah,
The Vulkars and Bex are in with Black Sun, and Black Sun, they're bad news, right? Like, they're the worst. Scum. Cool. Well, I suddenly find us on the moral high ground.
suddenly, somehow, you guys are on the moral high ground. It's great.
And all you need in Star Wars is the high ground. So cool. I relay this to everyone. And as we're in Sunny's Sorry, right? Looking seriously, and like, Black Sun, bad. Black Sun, real bad poodoo.
Yeah, it is.
I agree, Wild Thing. Got a bad feeling about this.
Tarnish Beck's reputation if they were found to be dealing with Black Sun. Must be whole reason why Vulkars exist.
Yeah, the spin-off. So is Crusher and Dwang back?
If they want to be.
Sure. So I think Dwang has come in with Crusher, and Dwang is like telling this story. He kind of interrupts, and he's like, "You got to hear this amazing thing that I did. Clutch, I did just like you said. I followed him, and I saw Kiana, and I went over to jump her, but I didn't know Velo was there, and Velo got a hold of me in the alley, and I talked to him, and I told him how badass we were, and they just ran off. They were scared. And then whenever Crusher gave the story and said, hey, I need some help, I hauled it right in there and got her out, and it was great.
Good work, Dwang. Good work. Yeah, the whole thing was a setup. It was getting names. Bully is apparently bought a couple of the local cops, and she was trying to pressure me into getting us to go to war with the Vulkars. I don't know why, but I got out of there. I may have caused the scene a bit, but
well, so be it. It's outside the gang, so that will add to our reputation.
And I think whenever Crusher starts talking about what all she went through, like she took on Bully, stole her gun, and shot her way out of a cop area. I think Dwang, looks startled for a second, and his eyes get a little bit wide. And then after she's continuing to, and then I shot my way out, like Dwayne's like clapping her on the back, like, "You go, girl, let's do this. That's the way you do it. That's the Zithound way." And it's like celebrating all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
Crusher is actually going to give Dwang a hug, like a real tight hug,
Nice.
and yeah, thanks for having my back. I never would have made it out of there without you.
Yeah, man, if Velo had decided to like shoot me like he said he was going to, then it would have been a problem.
Intriguing.
Yeah. You can check it all out on what Velo. You can see exactly what Velo did.
You can check this out on Velo's YouTube channel later today.
Velo stream.
Okay, this does put us in a. We've near enough got three gangs against us,
And the
but
imps
hey,
too.
and the imps. But hey, that's the Zidhound's way. We wouldn't have it any other kind of thing. Where do you think we should go first? 100%. 100%.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah. So, anybody got any ideas for the next plan of action?
Well,
I think we should send a message.
Didn't we kind of already hit the Black Volkar's drug trade? I mean, we kind of did with the Hidden Becks one anyway.
Yeah, but we could follow that upstream.
Why Becks want us to hit Volkars? Makes no sense.
Oh, yeah, they want us to hit the Volkars, Dwang, not the Black Suns.
No, but we hit Volkars, right? Volkars were getting drugs from Black Sun. We know Becks and Volkars not really split Becks Volkars together.
Yeah.
So why Becks want us to hit Volkars, other than to create some sort of
To add to that lie.
To
Or to
provide
draw us
more
in.
of a to provide more of a cover for Becks, to say that they are different from the Volkars, that the Becks are aside from this war between the two of us. I say we snatch back, make talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we could just listen into what Velo's seeing.
Yeah, we could hit the live stream. That's dangerous.
We could grab one of the Valkers.
No, Volkers tools. The Volkers work for Sun. We would need to grab Volker leader to have anything here.
Well, if we had any proof that Bully approached you, then Kevin, her uncle, wouldn't be very happy with that, and the two of them would be pointed at each other.
We don't know. If Beck's Volker's two sides of same coin, then Bully, Cavan must both be aware of plan. So
yeah, so the question is if Bully is trying to muscle Kevin out, Branko out, or if this is all part of the big plan, their big plan.
Im's not like Black Sun getting in on things, I think, though.
No, I think there we've got some, that's where we've got some traction, and we want the imps off our back. We don't want them coming down here at the underworld.
We freed. You freed.
Yeah, we freed.
Wanted by Black Sun for what?
For running his mouth. He's a snitch.
Black Sun leads breakout so they can target someone under Imperial protection. Yes, pin Imperial attention onto Black Sun, onto Volkars, onto Becks, perhaps, but still leaves question of Becks. I feel like we're doing nice Black Agents now, by the way, with the big board and everything and everything.
Yeah.
So the major, to break out character, the major question is, what did the Becks hope to gain by turners? Otherwise, everything makes sense, right, based on our intel. But what did the Becks hope to gain by pitching us against the Volkars, other than just a further distance between them and the Volkars? Because the Becks wouldn't come in on the Volkars side, and that seems relatively tenuous.
Yeah, and there's no point in us going to war with them unless they want us to start the war so they can take us out with the aid of the Black Sun, maybe. I think out of character, I think just hitting the Velo stream is the quickest way for us to get some kind of information.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Let's do the live feed. Yeah.
Where is where is the schism within the Volkars and the Becks? You know, who
So-
is the person we can flip here? Who is it who is going to be? Because the Becks have a reputation as the good guys. Blackson are definitely not the good guys, right? If Blacks, so like, I agree with the Velo thing. I'm just considering like, if Booley and Cavan are in it together.
Kuna's never going to flip
No.
because that's Booley's father. How about Dash?
Well, no, but Kuna, former friend of Cavan, and Booley's father, maybe he keeps to the, you know what I mean? We need to identify who lives up to the dream of the Becks and who's in on the plan, right? And Kiana was there, right? At the at Crusher, with Crusher. Is that correct?
Yeah, Kiana
Right.
and Velo were there.
I realize that my comma use may be not as effective. I just want to explain. Kuna is a former friend of Cavan and friend of Booley's father. He is not Booley's father. So let me add friend of.
Maybe better to be former friend
sorry.
of Booley's father and Cavan. It would be the other
Yes.
way to do that. Yeah, the other way around.
I just changed it to former friend of Cavan and friend of Booley's dead father.
Yeah,
Stayed
yeah,
at
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I just realized that how it was poorly written. And, didn't mean to
Yeah.
monkey wrench.
Yeah. So if Kiana's in, sadly, it's not like the vice president is. Velo will not be happy to know that this is all. It's who's in the dark and who's not. But this is all long-term theorizing, right? The first thing to do is let's listen in on Velo. Whatever, right?
Yeah, let's try and get some better intel.
Yeah, I'm building the
If this
conspiracy
means
in
we
my
need
head.
to go live.
Yeah.
We've
So
got to
you're
go
going
live at
live.
this
You're going
stage.
live. You know it's risky. It could end up getting Velo discovered. I love that.
We've already got solid intel out of Velo. At this point, it's a resource that we can just keep pushing.
Yeah, I think this could cost Velo, but well, it could also cost us. But I think now we need that solid. You know what's going on right now, because I think he's clearly been involved in something. You know that Dwang and Crusher has said, especially Dwang. So yeah, let's see what we can see live.
Nice. Let's put a roll to it. Do we want to put a roll to it as we're going, or we want to do it after you see some of the feed? What do you think is the better timing for that roll?
I think the roll now, and then you can decide on what information you want to spill over, depending on the quality of the roll.
Sounds good.
Oh, I was hoping that you would feed us the critical information, and then we would. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
We'll see how well you roll. Let's call this hard, right? The difficulty is not can you tap into the feed, is can you keep that feed from being discovered?
Okay.
Yep.
We're both equal on tools. You're better at slicing.
Yeah, and I think this sort of falls under electronics more than mechanical. Yeah, I'll say that you got a lot more karks than I have.
Well, no, but I can throw in a kark. So how many karks can someone throw in? Just one, right?
Just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say, yeah.
Or I could do it.
We're going to try and
you
sort
could
of disguise this using that Black Vulca sort of channel, that comms channel you were using. So yeah, I think both me and Wild Thing will be working on this. You know, try and get it so if they do start backtracing it, it might not lead to us. We'll see. So a hard roll. Hard roll. So I think we're cool currently. Tools. 6, and then is it a slicing thing?
Yeah, for sure.
7d6.
Do you want a kark, or do you not want the risk of? Oh no, because it's not an attention. No, is it an attention?
I don't.
It's not attention for
feel
us.
like
is
tension.
it?
Yeah, I don't feel like
Nah.
tension. Yeah, it's like you're going to lose an asset that you've already gotten most of what you need.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
think
if you want
tension-
to add flavor, Wild Thing, by saying you're helping, the kark, yeah. But if not, no, I don't think so. but you can
I'll
if you
throw it in
want.
because I've got 7 karks and half an hour
Yeah.
to spend them in.
Let's
Right,
go for
so-
8d6. Let's see
Yeah.
what we get. Here we go. Roll.
And the way Wild Thing's helping is using that comlink that we were using before and splicing it all in and making a big jerry rig system of it all, right?
Fun.
Yep, and that was perfect. I mean, yeah, we got four successes.
Oof. Nice. So 4 successes. Are you guys doing this at Sunny's, just like in a corner, just watching the feed on a little data pad right now?
Yeah, I think in a booth. But yeah, you know, we went with it. We rolled quickly there, so yeah, I think there's a chance probably it could be overseen. But yeah,
Cool.
So playing out on a little sort of hollow
Dwayne
screen.
is kind of playing guard. He's like not paying attention. That's sneaky stuff. But he's like out in front of the booth running people off. So there is a little bit of a deterrent there.
Yeah, one of the waiter robots tries to go down and you just grab their plate off them and push them back again. Right? Like, private area.
Nice. And as you guys are starting to watch, maybe there's like a little bit of feed and you're watching live. So there you see Velo is moving. Twang, your comm unit bleeps. You're getting a call from someone you haven't heard from, and period ellipsis. It's Sim Sigwald, the Chiss, who you taught how to play Xantha. She's quite as good at ECU, and she plays at the dueling ring, and she's calling you out of the blue. What do you do?
I mean, I'll pick up, I'll answer.
And I don't think she knows you as Twang, right? She would know you by your birth name.
Suppose so, yeah.
Veeks?
Yeah.
Veeks is Sim. Hey, I'm glad you picked up. I wasn't sure if you would. I saw you at the dueling ring the other night. You're looking good.
Yeah, we had some business there.
Well, that's good. I mean, Ajur, what Ajur wants, Ajur gets, right? Right?
Usually.
Yeah, so about that, I was wondering if you'd be interested in making a boatload of creds. Veeks. I've got a golden opportunity for you, and I need your help.
Yeah, what's the gig?
So Hajur has it in his head that I can play this piece, and it's a 2 Xantha piece, and I tried pre-recording me and then using a footpad to play it, like, you know, we talked about that, where you could do your duet with yourself, and it's just, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think he's gonna buy it. I need you to play with me.
Okay, sure. We can do that.
Okay, great. The show's tonight. Can you come up and I'll show you the notes. I'll give you 60% of the take.
I mean, does anything about this sound suspicious to me? I mean, it just sounds like
the only part that's suspicious is you guys might be like the gang may want you to do stuff, but does it sound like Sim is trying to set you up? She sounds desperate. The fact that she's like going to pay you more than she's going to make, you get the feeling that she may have like mouthed off that was no big deal, that she could pull this off, and now she's realized she's over her head and needs somebody to pull it out, and you're it.
I mean, I might try to leverage that to negotiate better pay, I guess, but
sure, you
mean,
could just reply back like, I want X, and give her, say, the percentage, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, can always use more credits.
Of course. I mean, I know where you live, so anything that can help out. So you're on your way? The sooner you get here, the better.
Sure.
Wonderful. You're a lifesaver. Oh, dress up too, right? Because you're going to be performing. So look good.
Always.
She laughs like, yeah, of course you're always pretty, but you get a feeling that she doesn't think that. Sweet. So then she'll end the call, confident that you're gonna come to her rescue. And we will jump to Velo Cam, the Velo stream. And we see that they're in maybe like a warehouse or something. Like Velo was traveling down a corridor at one point. He heads off and you see that Kiana is in this room, looks like an office, and you see Kiana's got an ice pack and she hands it off to Booley, and Booley puts it on the side of her head. Looks like she's got a little bit of a bruise there, maybe when she hit the floor, something along those lines. And she kind of pushes Kiana away for a second. It's like, you're not my karking nurse. And Kiana's like, fine. You were the one who were complaining about your head hurting, but I guess you're okay. No, I'm not okay. I can't believe that went Ponfar shaped. And they just let her walk out. She's a liability. Crusher needs to die. Kiana says, wait a second. What exactly is she a liability of? I told her to go head up on the Black Vulkers. As soon as my uncle hears that we're slipping around behind him, you know he's not going to like that. Kiana says, then Crusher's a liability, but your uncle finding out is more of a liability, correct? Billy says, you're not going to go assassinate my uncle. Kiana says, you've never had a problem with me killing your family members before. Billy says, listen, Kevin's doing, I think he's still doing right by us. This was just an extra little insurance. All it was supposed to be was the Black Vulkers are going up against the stupid Zid Hounds. And that would get any of the smoke off of us. Listen, we can't go to war with the Vulkers. Kiana says, I know that. But if the Zid Hounds aren't going to go after the Black Vulkers, and Cavan doesn't play ball, then we lose our pipeline. Right? No. Vidar and Cavan are tight. So you take one, you got to take the other. The police like, how many of the Black Vulkers are going to be left, Kiana? You can't just go assassinate a whole gang. Kiana says, well, technically I could. But you're right. So how do we make sure that the Black Vulkers stay on our side? Oh, he thinks it through. I don't like it. But I think it's time to tell the imps who broke out their people. Let the imps take care of them. Then the Black Vulkers can sweep in and take care of the rest of whatever trouble. Just wipe them off the map. He says, okay, I'll make the call. Billy kind of leans back in her chair, puts the ice over her head, and Velo steps out and seems like he's standing guard outside of the door when Kiana walks off. So I think we got time for at least one more scene.
Yeah, we'll terminate the feed. I'll be sort of wiping sweat from my brow, and I'll turn to the rest of the crew. Your voice was cutting a little there, Rich. It seems okay now. And say, I think that it clearly shows there, and we got that recorded, although I don't really want to put Velo at risk, that Booley clearly was involved, something to do with her father's death. And Kuna may be our man in. What do you guys reckon?
So from the sounds of that conversation, right, it's that the Volkars, everything that we need to be true, but that Cavan is having second thoughts about this whole Black Sun arrangement, right, which is why Kiana is keen on getting him killed, right? So Kuna and Cavan are our exploitable targets here if we can prove it. But in the meantime, we have big problem. Imp's coming. And I'm gonna go over to Clutch and I'm gonna, leaning close and says, is messy job. Is not good job. But think I know how to keep Imp's attention off us. Put it on Black Sun.
Pin it on the sun. Yeah. I'm with you on that. By using Hom rank.
Hom rank, yeah, but not good. Not good.
No, we just need to buy some time.
I think time has run out for Hom Crank.
Yeah. I think Hom rank's he's gonna pass his usefulness. But hey, let's get that slippery weak way. His time's up.
So, to phrase this in a way that people can object to if they think that it's too scummy, is I am gonna go kill Hom rank and make it look like a Black Sun revenge killing. And that the whole prison break and everything was just to get Hom rank out to make an example of him for snitching on them. And this is not something that Wild Thing is proud of or happy and would prefer to keep secret to the rest of the gang, I think, you know what I mean? But it's just a sort of like him or us, basically. If anyone feels that crosses a tone or a line, then I don't want to go ahead with it. But yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Who's similarly cutthroat?
So let me, out of character, let me say, I don't know that you really have to do the dirty work. You could just let Black Sun know where he is and point them at him, and they would make it obvious that they're taking him out.
They might just disappear him.
Ah, true. Okay. It wouldn't be public.
Yeah, I need it to be public. I need it to be right in the Imperial's faces.
Got it. Okay.
And Black Sun working for the Volkars and everything may want to not draw Imperial attention and everything, because they didn't break him out of prison. So my whole point is to draw attention from the Imps to Black Sun, by extension, everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Crusher has picked up a bottle of something at the bar to calm her nerves. Now she knocks back her drink and she looks at Clutch and just to say what we're all thinking, there's no need to run this by the VP, right?
Of course. Gave us a task and we're on it. While we're on a task, how we perform it is up to us. So go and enforce Wild Thing.
Another thing is it would add confusion to the Imperials and back up our story with the Black Sun if we also place a call to the Imperials and say that the prison break was due to a different gang. Because then it looks like all the gangs are snitching on each other.
Someone rings up and says it was the Vulcars. They are in with Black Sun, and they were just trying to break out, this snitch and do it right. And then the Imperial officer's like, scammers, they're all ratting on each other. Who can believe either of the lies that come out of that? Oh my God, our informant's head has been delivered to us in the mail, kind of thing, right? Like, well, that lends credence to that story. Yeah.
That checks certain boxes.
Yes. Yeah. It's an old code, but it checks out. Yes. Cool. I don't think us going to get Het is a full gang action kind of thing. I think it's a couple of us going, finding him in whatever seedy bar he's laying what bolt hole he's laying his head low, sitting down and being like, hey friend, we got you out of there, right? Well, we're going to get you out of the city, out of the undercity and back out there, kind of thing, right? So I just think this is a very morally horrible thing to do, basically. So
well, some of us could go on that and talk to Hom directly, and then others could place that call into the Imperials and try and convince them and throw more off. So it could be a multiple.
Yeah. Who wants to, come out of this with blood all over their hands and dirty as hell, basically? Like, who wants to be in the sort of like the the end of the episode where it's everyone's like, oh, we've got a plan, don't worry about it, kid. And then just before the credits, you just see the grisly thing that's about to happen and on the cliffhanger.
Yeah. This isn't about die rolls. This is about who gets to deal with the aftermath, who gets to murder a person in cold blood, who has never done anything against you. Not a good person. He's part of the Black Sun and he ratted on the Black Sun. But still,
yeah. And we saved him, right? Like, we broke him out. So like, and I think this is, yeah.
And I think at the time, as we were breaking him out, we said that we were helping the Black Sun to get him out.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a time.
Well, where it comes to position in the club, I think this is enforcer, sergeant at arms material. Or if we want somebody to give him his last rites, maybe the chaplain.
It would be fun if the chaplain has gang business, and so does she blow off Sim and a bit of extra credit on the side and the possibility of getting recognized at the dueling ring for her art. I like that angle.
What if the three of us are all supposed to go, but Twang books?
Would Twang book?
I got a gig.
Yes, she books.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, and I think that Wild Thing is just like, it's for the best. It is better this way.
Yeah. And leave the other side to me and Crusher. The Imperial phone call. We all know Crusher's a smooth talker. So yeah, leave that with us. We'll do that.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I think Rich has totally got where I want to go with this, which is just I don't even particularly want dialogue with Hom Rank. I just want
I think it's like dark
fiction.
Yeah, dark music playing in the background. It's like a montage, a conversation. We can tell what words are being said.
It's when you walk through the garden, you better watch your back. You better beg your pardon. It's the Wire theme tune, right? Like the Tom Waits version playing as we go into the dive bar. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Totally. Yeah. What? I mean, I want to see a little bit of the violence on screen. People feel free to X card, but like, what does that look like? Like, is it a thing where you beat him to death in an alley? How does Hom Rank go down.
I pass Dwang a vibroblade before we go in, and I think Dwang like flips it from hand to foot and everything right, and then nods at me, and he's out in the alleyway when I go in, and I sit down next to Hom, and the music's playing, and I'm like whispering, and I'm like, we step out into the alleyway, and then as he like steps out, I just hands reach around him and lift him right back up against the wall, and then Dwang steps forward out of the shadows and like
It's all
And we don't actually see any of the gore. We just see his face, and that look of betrayal, and then the look of shock, and then he kind of slumps.
Oh, and
Yeah.
then the
body
vibroblade in
on
your...
the plascrete.
Yeah. And
good.
a black sun drawn. I think the only blood we see is the black sun that we've drawn on the wall.
It's vicious. That's great. Excellent. I mean, terrifying and awful, but good. Appropriate for this story. What is do we see the call on screen, or is it again a thing where we don't see the dialogue? I think I'm okay with the dialogue. You're just fingering.
Yeah, I mean, we've basically said what we're going to say, so I don't think.
I like it.
I just think we see the Imperial sort of, yes. The reports come in. Yes.
I like it. Good. That will and then maybe we end, or maybe even that conversation, the music that's playing in the background during that conversation is this dual Xantha song. And so the closing credits or the closing shot is Twang at the dueling ring. And what does that look like? Twang, like this piece that Sim has chosen, it is too much for her. She can play your second fiddle, your second Xantha. She can't do the lead. What does it look like when Twang kind of takes over this performance?
I mean, maybe there's a little bit of that. They talked about recording and looping yourself so that you're your own accompaniment. Maybe Twang has to do a little bit of that to cover.
So there's a point where she's like pulling a Milli Vanilli, she's like pretending to play, but it's really Twang. Oh, that's awesome.
I like the idea that we see the music from Twang is interspaced with the call into the Imperials and the violence. So we see, as the music reaches a crescendo, we see the violent, death of Hom, and then the Black Sun logo put out, but it's interspaced with that music going back and forth.
Nice. I like that a lot. That is awesome. And yeah, maybe we closing shot on Oleander with the collar around her, the chain that leads to Hajur, and Hajur tail thumping as Hajur enjoys the music and occasionally pulls the chain and bellows some laughter, and Oleander is trapped. So that will end our session. We've got some questions for experience points. First, this is a question for the whole group. Did you clash with someone who threatened your people, your club, and the locals who mattered to you? Yeah, for sure. Did you add to the legend of your gang? I think Crusher.
I think that's that final scene.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Did you have a conflict with your rivals or the law? Both, kind of. Yeah, I love it. So everyone starts with 3 XP, and now we'll head down the line. I'll be going from we'll go from left to right. Crusher, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role in the gang?
Yeah, I think so. Talking my way out of a police station, that's gotta count.
That's so crazy. Legendary. Love it. And then did you help out another member of the gang when they needed you?
I'm not sure. I got help, but I don't think I helped anyone else really. No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Twang, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role in the gang?
I don't know. Not particularly.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll try to focus on that for next time. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I was creating a pretty big distraction for the getting into the stash house.
Cool. Yeah, that was awesome. I really liked that scene. And now we move to Clutch. Did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role in the gang?
Yeah, I think we worked as the spin-off mini team of the MC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we did.
And I believe you supported another member of the gang when they needed you. Yeah.
I didn't with Karks, but I think by putting Dwang on the tail of Crusher, I mean,
Yeah.
it was Dwang's choice to do that. But yeah, I think by asking Dwang, because I thought something was going to go down, it just didn't seem right to me. So yeah, I think I supported through that method.
Okay, that's 2 XP for you. Dwang, our sergeant at arms, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role in the gang? Especially at the end, yeah. To the hard thing. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
I think so. Yeah.
I do too. So that's 2 more for a 5 XP. And last but not least, Wild Thing, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role in the gang?
Yes.
And did you support another member of the gang when they needed you? You threw karks left and right. So sweet.
Well, no, I actually only threw 1 kark. I spent 1 kark the entire.
You threw kark
session.
left.
Left. Yeah, exactly. But I was always in a position to support people.
You were.
So, yeah.
You were. And the whole I'm going to go do the terrible deed with Han is certainly supporting the gang and being the enforcer.
Oh,
so.
Wild Thing when we see him next session. The opening bit is definitely Wild Thing, like staring into his alcohol and the blood red tinge of the lights and the face of the person that he murdered in thing. And
yeah, darkness, love it. Oh, darkness, my old friend. Sweet. Let's do stars and wishes to end things up. We'll start with wishes. Will always goes first. Is somebody going to beat him to the punch this time?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. Way to go.
Yeah, wishes. Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd really like to see the end of the Hidden Becks. That's what I'd like to see. A crescendo. Yeah, or at least see the leader down.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. I mean, patricide. It's not good. Thank you, Paul. I'd like to go next with wishes.
Yeah, I can go. I think I at least want to see the big confrontation in some form, whether that's with guns or on bikes, or we just have a big sit down and talk things out and solve everything peacefully. That seems likely, but some sort of resolution. Just not leaving everything hanging. That's basically all I want.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't spell resolution for some reason. Like the letters just came out in the wrong order. Thank you very much, Sondish. Who'd like to go next with wishes? Brian, you got any?
Yeah, I don't know. Other than what everyone said, I mean, maybe just for my own character, some chance to do some real chaplaining, some ceremony or event or something that.
Ceremony. I love it. That sounds awesome. Yeah, let's definitely put that at the front next
Yeah.
session and do our very best to hit that as a mile marker, because that would be really fun. I'd like to see Twang do that. Thank you, Brian. And then Steven, because we don't want Will to not go last. So
That's
Steven,
fine.
you have to go.
I struggle to think of any wishes, but one of the things that popped up was I'd like to see Anise and Lil Des kind of make it out. I'd like to see the completion of their story, kind of in the background. It doesn't have to be a major task, but yeah, I'd like to see that.
Cool. Will.
As part of, I'd like to, solve the rival gang thing, right? But I'd quite like it if the hidden Becks carried on in some form. So like, I'd like to see kind of, the schism within that gang get exploited and like, renewed, and now we have allies and blah blah blah.
Yeah, very Sons of Anarchy. there.
Yeah. And I'd like to next session's our last session, of course. I would like to pick up the Oleander thing that we mentioned but never got around. We had lots of stuff going on this session.
We did.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if possibly like, Black Sun's our antagonists here. Well, we have a hut. Does that mean that the hut cartel have people on? Like I don't know.
I'm telling you, Hot Cartel on Terrace would be pretty smoking hot, and using the
Yeah.
exact same cast of characters. That is a thing that may happen in 2022. I'm just
And I just had an idea in terms of like chaplainy stuff. It's like, my initial thing was like wild thing, like going to Twang for like emotional kind of like, we broke the code kind of stuff. But the other thing could be, as part of our schism with the Becks and the Vulkars, like exploiting that, right? Maybe we get a new recruit from one of their gang decides that like actually it's the Zids who are the real deal, right? Because biker gangs are all about like who's authentic, who means it, who's really got a code going on kind of thing, right? And we know that the Becks and the Vulkars, well, maybe the Vulkars are less full of shit than they appear to be, but yeah. And by the way, those are my wishes anyways. So yeah.
I like it. We'll stick with you for stars. Do you have any stars to hand out, Will? You have an
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I was thinking a little bit about Twang's wish about something more chaplain-y. We have a wedding on the table with what's her name, Anise. Right? What if her fiance is someone that we already know, like one of the Black Sun or something like that, and that would give a reason for, if they're going to elope, that would give a reason for Twang to have something chaplain-y going on.
That sounds fun. And they can't, they have to elope. I love that. We open with a wedding? Oh my gosh.
Hey, what about after that Imperial entanglement, they've lost their deposit on the ceremony? Where can they possibly do it? There's no priest, but luckily we know someone who can go. I've got friends, right?
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
And we could kind of tie this into like, if we wanted to, we could tie things up and say, well, maybe the fiance is Gar Scribs or something like that on the down low that we don't know about.
Ooh, wild. Son
Just
of
the
Kuna, the idealistic.
Yeah, the idealistic person for sure. Yeah.
Fun. Cool. I like that.
But yeah, I get to go first with stars, right?
You do. You get to go first with stars.
I thought we all played it. I thought we did well with the split scenes. I really enjoy like doing different roles. I don't always love like RPGs traveling as a pack, even though it makes sense in some areas with Swoop Gangs. But then you break fight scenes down into different scenes rather than all. I'm not a big fan of the adventuring party moves 6 at a time, and then every time they have an interaction with someone, they all 6 of them talk to the same person. Because can you imagine that in real life? It would be a nightmare, right? Like you feel like you're at a job interview every single time you spoke to anyone. And I really enjoyed, thank you all for indulging me with the whole like end of, bleak. I felt like with the whole thing, though, really, really tied into like the genre of like Sons of Anarchy, The Wire, The Shield, like on another angle to it than say like Cartel does, for example, right? But this could have easily been a session from Cartel where we were all playing Hawks, essentially, right? Like trying to get it in. And Yeah, I just loved it. I loved that Clutch threw a firebomb in the glitter in the thing, because I was definitely hoping for something. I'm so glad that Crusher eventually just stopped taking this shit for this Griff and was just like, oomph. And I think everyone, and Twang inspiring a complete, and Dwang like basically just sort of like, I'll be your backup. Oh, everything's fine. Oh, Criff! At the end of it was perfect. Like, yeah, great session. I loved it.
Cool. Thank you, Will. Steven, got any stars?
Yeah, I think that so I really liked Anders taking the chance, because things were not going to go well. And the dice rolled well, but I really liked that tension that everything came to. And, it gave me good reason to play off of stuff, and I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed seeing that whole, you know, at the same time that we were kind of being blackmailed and bullied into trying to go up against uh the Black Volcars. At the same time, I love seeing everyone else also going against the Black Volcars unintentionally, and like just burning their place to the ground. That was great. Yeah.
That was so good. I completely agree. Brian, have any stars to hand out?
Yeah, I always feel like I'm terrible about giving specific stars. I always think of them like hours later. But yeah, stars all around. I had a really good time, and yeah, it was fun.
Good. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. That would mean Undish, you're next.
Yeah, I had a great time. I can't believe I pulled off that role. It's these Star Wars games. It's like when it really, really matters, the dice love me, and not always otherwise. But yeah, it's weird. I was sure that was going to everything was going to go to hell, but somehow it worked out. I really loved Steven's or Dwang's just obvious backup, like, oh, I'll ram something. That's reasonable. It was great. And Clutch just trying to keep everyone on mission when we were all running off doing other things. That was also a lot of fun. And yeah, big stars to Will for the ending, and to Brian for fostering this musical side that I feel like we need that. We need that. We need a little bit of beauty in all this misery and selfishness, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It warmed my heart a little bit. So, and to Rich for hating mystery games and then running a mystery for us. That's
You caught me.
That's yeah, good on you.
Thank you. I'm trying my best. You guys are way better at mysteries than I am. I'm just like, do what I can. Awesome. Thank you, Undish. And then last but not least, Paul, do you have any wishes? Stars to hand out. Stars.
Yeah. It was great all around. To reiterate what Undish said, Brian with the whole Xantha playing thing, I didn't really sort of see that coming, but it's turned into quite a large thing. It's good to see. Will and Stephen for the Black Mass massacre that they performed, killing that guy. And Undish with that whole scene, I thought, you really built it really well. And then, let's get out of here. Big role. You went for it. It succeeded. Really, really good to see. Stephen for the compliant. Yeah, whatever's going on. I don't. Oh my God, yeah. It's all got big. Some great GM in there. Rich. 2 split. I know it's a lot harder for a GM split groups. I think Will's right. It makes some sense in a lot of situations, but I know how hard it is as a GM. You got to try and keep people entertained that aren't doing a lot. You like a pro. It was really good. Really enjoyed session. Thanks.
Awesome. You guys were wonderful. I had a fantastic time with this session. It was really, really good. And yeah, highlight what was said on chat, the music links. Thank you, Brian. Like, I've loved that you gave us the idea of the sound of the Xantha. That is now my mental canons, the flugelhorn. I love it. That's really, really cool. So good stuff. We will bring Swoop Gangs, unfortunately, but also titanically and epically to a close next week. Thank you all for playing, and we'll stop the recording here.